Hello everyone, I am Darshini, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. In this session, I am going to introduce you one of the most interesting branch of mathematics, probably one of the most oldest branch of mathematics, number theory. Number theory is primarily a study of integers or integer valued functions. Famous mathematician Carl Friedrich Gauss, he is well known as the father of modern mathematics. He says that mathematics is the queen of sciences, the number theory is the queen of mathematics. In the next few sessions, we are going to enjoy the beauty of number theory. Let's get it. First, we shall know some basics. The set of all integers is denoted by z, and if the set is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 and so on. The set of all positive integers is denoted by z plus, which is same as the set of all natural numbers n, which is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Next, let us define what is well-ordering principle. A non-empty subset of non-negative integers has a least element. In some textbooks, they define that a non-empty subset of positive integers has a least element. It is just a matter of convenience. So we take this statement, a non-empty subset of non-negative integers has a least element. Now we shall define what is divisibility and what is division algorithm. Divisibility is one of the most basic concepts in number theory. First, let us define divisibility. Let us consider two integers a and b. Let ab belongs to z with a not equal to 0. We say that a divides b. We say that a divides b if b can be written as a into k for some k belongs to z. A into k for some k belongs to z. In other words, if b can be written as an integral multiple of a, then we say that a divides b, and it is denoted by this symbol, a divides b, read as a divides b. Okay. Now suppose a does not divide b, we denote by this symbol, read as a does not divide b. If a does not divide b, we denote a does not divide b. Okay. Suppose if a divides b, then b is said to be a multiple of a is said to be a factor of b or divisor of b, or we can also say that b is divisible by a. So the following are equivalent. The following are equivalent. The first is a divides b is same as saying that b is divisible by a, which is same as saying that a is a factor or divisor of b, or b is a multiple of a. Let us see some examples. 4 can be written as 2 into 2, where 2 is an integer. So clearly 2 divides 4. 2 divides 4. 10 can be written as 5 into 2. 10 can be written as 5 into 2, where 5 is an integer, 2 is an integer. Therefore 2 divides 10, 5 divides 10. If I try writing 3 as an integral multiple of 2, 3 can be written as 2 into 3 by 2, where 3 by 2 is not an integer. Therefore 2 does not divide 3, and so on. Now let us see some elementary properties of divisibility. The first one, if a is an integer not equal to 0, then a divides 0 1 divides A divides A. To prove this, first let us prove this A divides 0. We need to express 0 as an integral multiple of A. If I put here 0, I get 0 equal to A into 0, which is true. 0 can be written as A into 0, where 0 is an integer, and therefore A divides 0 for any non-zero integer A. Then to prove that 1 divides A, we should express A as an integral multiple of 1. So that is possible since A is equal to 1 into A, where A is an integer. We have A is an integral multiple of 1, therefore 1 divides A. Similarly, to prove that A divides A, we can write A as an integral multiple of A, which is A into 1, where 1 is clearly an integer, and hence A divides A. Okay. Now let us prove the next property. If A and B are integers such that A not equal to 0, and if A divides B, then minus A divides B, A divides minus B, and minus A divides minus B. To prove this, first given that A divides B, proof given A divides B. So by the definition of divisibility, B can be expressed as an integral multiple of A. So B can be written as A into K for some K belongs to Z. Now to prove that minus A divides B, we should express B as an integral multiple of minus A. Consider B, which is equal to minus A into, since B equal to AK, B can be written as minus A into minus K. Since K is an integer, minus K is also an integer, where minus K is an integer, and therefore minus A divides B. Minus A divides B. Similarly, to prove this, I can write minus B as A into minus K, where minus K is an integer, therefore A divides minus B. Finally, to show that minus A divides minus B, we should express minus B as an integral multiple of minus A, which is possible since minus B is equal to minus A into K, where K is an integer, and therefore minus A divides minus B. Now we shall prove the next property. Let A, B, C be any three integers with A not equal to 0, and if A divides B and A divides C, then A divides Bx plus Cy for all xy belongs to Z. First, to prove this, given that A divides B and A divides C, proof given that A divides B, this implies B can be written as A into some integer k1. Similarly, given that A divides C, so C can be written as A into k2, where k2 is some integer. Now to show that A divides Bx plus Cy, we need to show that Bx plus Cy is an integral multiple of A. So consider Bx plus Cy, which is equal to A k1x plus A k2y. If I take A as common, I get here A into k1x plus k2y. Since k1, k2, x, y are all integers, this term is an integer, where k1x plus k2y is an integer. So we have expressed Bx plus Cy as an integral multiple of A. This implies A divides Bx plus C1. Using this property, we can deduce that A divides B plus C, A divides B minus C, A divides BC, A divides B power k for all k belongs to n. Just put x equal to 1 and y equal to 1, we get A divides B plus C. If you put x equal to 1 and y equal to minus 1, we get A divides B minus C. If you substitute x equal to c and y equal to 0, we get A divides BC. If you substitute x equal to b power k minus 1 and y equal to 0, we get this. Now let us state and prove one of the most fundamental theorem in number theory, division algorithm. Let a and b be any two integers with a greater than 0, then there exists unique integers, q and r such that b equal to aq plus r, where 0 less than or equal to r less than a. Here q is called the quotient and r is called the remainder in the division of b by a. Here q is called the quotient and r is called the remainder. 1 b is divided by a. Okay. Now to prove this, first I define a set S. Proof. Define a set S as b minus aq, where q is an integer and b minus aq greater than or equal to 0. First, let us show that this set is non-empty. Given that a greater than 0, given a is greater than 0, this implies a is clearly greater than or equal to 1. B can be any integer, so mod b is positive. So if I multiply mod b on both the sides, I get here a into mod b greater than or equal to mod b. Now consider a b minus a into minus mod b. Here I am putting q equal to minus mod b. Let us simplify this. This is equal to b plus a mod b. But a into mod b is greater than or equal to mod b. Therefore, I get here this term is greater than or equal to b plus mod b. This is clearly greater than or equal to 0. So what I have shown is, if I substitute q equal to minus mod b, this term will be greater than or equal to 0. So in other words, this term belongs to S. This implies S is a non-empty subset of non-negative integers. Okay. But by well-ordering principle, since S is a non-empty subset of non-negative integers, it has a least element. By well-ordering principle, S has a least element, say R. Since R belongs to S, R is of the form P minus AQ for some Q belongs to Z. This implies R can be written as B minus AQ for some Q belongs to Z. Now let us show that this is the required remainder and quotient. So we have R equal to B minus AQ or B equal to AQ plus R for some Q belongs to Z. Now to show that 0 less than or equal to R less than A, first we have R belongs to S. since R belongs to S, R is clearly greater than or equal to 0. Since by the definition of S, R belongs to S implies that R greater than or equal to 0. R greater than or equal to 0. Now to show that R is less than A, I assume that R is not less than A and I arrive at a contradiction. Suppose if R is greater than or equal to A, then since R equal to B minus AQ, B minus AQ is greater than or equal to A. If I take A to the left hand side, I get here B minus A into Q plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. This is of the form B minus AQ and is greater than or equal to 0, and therefore by the definition of S, this element belongs to S, which is a contradiction. Since if I take here Q plus 1, this is clearly greater than Q. So minus A into Q plus 1 is less than minus AQ. If I add B to the both side, I get here B minus A into Q plus 1 is less than B minus AQ, which is equal to R. This is an integer, non-negative integer, less than R, belongs to S, is a contradiction to the choice of R. R is the least element in this set. So this is an element which is less than R, belongs to S, is a contradiction. Hence we should have R less than A. Hence our assumption is wrong. R should be less than A. Okay. So we have B equal to AQ plus R for some integer Q and R satisfying this condition. Now we shall prove that these two are unique. To prove the uniqueness, suppose if I have B equal to AQ plus R and B equal to AQ dash plus R dash, where 0 less than or equal to R less than A and 0 less than or equal to R dash less than A for some integers Q dash R dash belongs to Z, then I can equate these two terms. This implies AQ plus R is equal to AQ dash plus R dash. I take R dash to the left hand side and take AQ to the right hand side. I get here R minus R dash is equal to A into Q dash minus Q. So this term is an integral multiple of A. Therefore, by the definition of divisibility, A divides R minus R dash. But since R is less than A and R dash is less than A, we have R minus R dash is also less than A. This is possible since A divides R minus R dash and R minus R dash is less than A. This is possible only when R minus R dash is equal to 0. And this implies R minus R dash is equal to 0 or R equal to R dash. If I put R equal to R dash here, I get A into Q dash minus Q is equal to 0 or Q dash is equal to Q. So what we have shown here is, if you have two quotients and two remainders, that should be identical. So Q and R are unique.